And welcome back to another update. I can now finally say that I know that I've been nagging about this and you're probably bored of this. I've kind of tried to mention it as rarely as possible, but somehow in every video there's something that has come up which makes me feel like I should mention it. Anyway, now it's going to be the last time, and I have good news. It's about the editing. I've talked about the fact that I've not been able to do any of that, and that's why I've had to just press on the recording button and then talk and then press it again and just have it be one long take. But I have solved it now. It took a while and there was a lot of frustration involved, but finally I'm able to edit, and that feels great. So just so you know that it's sort of back to basics now, if you will. So also quickly, I thought that I would just mention that these videos, they're exactly the same as my old DVD and Blu-ray updates. It's just that I've changed the title. So if you're wondering, this title doesn't matter, it's the same thing as my DVD updates. It's just that I switched it a little bit. So I just thought that I would mention that. But I have a pile of DVDs here. One Blu-ray, but except for that Blu-ray, only DVDs. If you wonder why I'm in the kitchen, well, you might not see that it's the kitchen, but it is. Well, the kitchen is over there actually, but it's the same room. My room, the light bulb is broken, and I don't know if we have any other ones. I can't find any. So it's pretty dark in there, so I thought that I would do it in here instead this one time. So yeah, sorry, no DVDs in the background. I don't know if that matters, but anyway. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff here that I thought I would talk about. So let's start with a movie called Elevator to the Gallows by Louis Malle. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but it's French movie, French director. Actually, Miles Davis wrote the score to this, yeah, I thought this was a really interesting movie. It kind of took a bit of a dive, or it got a little less interesting halfway through the movie or so. Something happens which results in something which I was like, not sure how I felt about that. I wasn't a big fan of it. It was still pretty good all the way through, but I did notice how my attention sort of started to slip away a little bit, and I was kind of just, I wouldn't mind if this movie was over right about now. One of those kind of things. And but I did enjoy the first half a lot. I was really did enjoy the visuals. It's one of these French polar films, or whatever they're called, kind of like film noir-ish visuals. They're kind of very important to the storytelling, or to the overall feeling of the movie. So well, I don't know how to explain exactly how the visuals look. I don't have the skill to do that, but they just look very good, kind of bleak in some cases, and the way the camera is set up and the way it follows certain, like when cars are driving and motorcycles are driving and a woman is walking, it just looks really good. And there are sort of three separate storylines which I was following them. You get to follow them, and then they're intertwined in the ending. Although they have certain things to do with each other in the beginning, already, but still, they're sort of separated and then they come back, you could say, kind of. And I thought that was a really cool thing. The ending it's cool. Definitely a good movie. I did like it. Definitely did like it. I feel like I maybe missed something, but I'm just gonna leave it there because I have a few to talk about here. Then we have Conversations with Other Women, which was one that I got. Like a lot of these, I got really cheap. This is one that surprised me actually. It is definitely a good movie. I would rate it like 6.5 out of 10, which I did not expect, which it might not sound too high, but for me, I just put this on because I didn't have too much to watch, and I was expecting an average romantic comedy, which is not really. First of all, this movie is sort of a romantic little thing with Helena Bonham Carter and Aaron Eckhart, but there's definitely a twist to it. Not only because this is pretty much the main thing and the concept of the movie. The whole movie is told in split screen, so if you have one screen like this, normally in this movie there are two, so in the middle it's split and you have two different things happening at all times. well, you have two different screens. Most of the scenes, or most of the time, the two different screens are of the same scene. Like usually, well, the movie is about these two people. A lot of conversations with them. They're talking about various things, and when they're talking, you have one camera is pointing at Helena, one at Aaron, mostly, and sometimes one of them is pointing from this angle, and so one of them from another angle. It doesn't matter, but so they're able to show how both of them are reacting, and also with this split screen, which they talk a little bit about this on the special features. There's actually a pretty good DVD, special feature-wise, as a commentary and like an hour of interviews. But what they're able to do with this split screen is show flashbacks and sort of juxtapose that with the present, so show them at the same time as they're talking about the past, or as they're reminded of the past, or something like that. And it's really a cool thing. And the ending is great. The ending really, I really like that. I do feel in a way that the split screen, I mean, it is a little hard to watch the split screen, or a little, well, a little sort of demanding sometimes, because you have two things to look at, and you're not really used to that in movies. Yeah, I did feel in some scenes it wasn't necessary, but they would have lost the concept a little bit if they switched it into just one screen, and then when they needed to, they went back to the split screen. I don't think that would have worked better either. So it is a very hard thing to pull off, both technically and you know, well, in different ways. Definitely technically, but you know, whatever. But it's yeah, no, I'd recommend it actually. It's not bad at all. Next up, we have Little Shop of Horrors, and this one, along with the next two, I actually talked about in my movie night video that I did recently. But I'll just be brief here. This, I have seen the remake, but I have never seen this. This one is from 1960 by Roger Corman. It's shot in 2.5 days, which is pretty impressive right there. I mean, it is low budget, so you would maybe think that it didn't take too long to film, but 2.5 days. It still has a lot of sort of snappy dialogue and a lot of funny characters, a lot of kind of good comedic chemistry, which definitely wouldn't surprise me if it took, you know, 10 days to make this. But 2.5, that's impressive. I can't say I was a big fan of it. A part of me likes it. I do like the ending. I like a lot of the dialogue. I like some of the visuals. I mean, when they're running on, in one scene there are these big tires, and they're running on these tires, and just sort of the look of the movie, the feel of the visuals. The feel of the visuals. I don't know what that means, but you know, it was just pleasant to look at, and it looked nice. But maybe it's the concept of the movie or the actual plot. It doesn't really do much for me. There is just sort of other things on the side that I like. So maybe that's why I didn't like it too much overall, which I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I enjoyed it, most of it. Then we have a French movie. This is, I guess, a Danish DVD, I think. Anyway, it's Delusions of Grandeur with Louis Define. I really enjoy his movies, or the movies that he's been in. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, this movie. Kind of deals with the royalty, and kind of like a bit of a satirical look in one way, and a lot of references to certain stories, which is obvious by the introduction title thing, but I have to say that I didn't recognize many of those references. The way they present that introduction makes it feel like obviously you're gonna recognize that, you know, we have borrowed from certain stories, but whatever, we did it anyway. And I'm like, nope, I don't recognize much of this. Anyway, Delusions of Grandeur, a lot of fun. If you like Louis Define, I recommend that one, and I want to keep watching his movies, definitely. Actually, my dad introduced me to him. I got a box set from him with the Gendarme movies for Easter present, I think like 5 years ago. So anyway, Next up, The Assassination of Jesse James by coward Robert Ford. Bought this a while back, and ever since I've been thinking that I kind of want to see this on Blu-ray, but I decided to watch it on DVD because I was so curious to watch it. And I did like it enough to definitely pick up the Blu-ray eventually and watch it again, because I think it will do better in on Blu-ray, because the visuals still look really terrific. Yeah, it obviously, well, I wasn't familiar with this story before, but it is maybe more obvious to other people that it's based on real events, or it's a bit of a historical movie based on actual people, and well, but it's a fucking great movie. It's definitely a good movie. Great cast with Brad Pitt, Casey Affleck. Really liked, like I said in my movie night video, which this was one that I watched. Sam Rockwell, he was great. Jeremy Renner is in this. Zooey Deschanel is in it. I think she might appear in the ending, I'm not sure, but she's not in it a whole lot. Mary Louise Parker, Paul Schneider. Anyway, this is one of those movies which I wouldn't mind seeing again right now, honestly. But to get the most out of it, I'm gonna wait a little while and then get the Blu-ray and watch it again. Definitely recommend it. Then we have a Woody Allen movie, which has to be the one that I like the least so far. I don't know why exactly, but it's Celebrity. This was just very, his movies are sort of derivative of each other in a way. He doesn't really renew himself that often, and he uses the same goddamn music in every fucking movie that he makes. Anyway, but this one I couldn't get into. It's called Celebrity. It's about celebrities and the world of celebrities, kind of like a satirical look on the world of being a celebrity. And appropriately, it stars many celebrities. I mean, Hank Azaria, Kenneth Branagh, Leonardo DiCaprio, Melanie Griffith, Joe Mantegna, Winona Ryder, Charlize Theron, and more. I did like the ending to this. Kind of made me think a little bit, but I did not get into the movie at all. I could not enjoy it at all. It's, I mean, Kenneth Branagh, it feels like either Woody Allen has told Kenneth Branagh to act like me. Kenneth, when you're acting on this movie, imagine being me. Imagine being Woody Allen. To be the neurotic Woody Allen character. Or, well, at least he delivers his lines that way. Or either that or Kenneth Branagh did that himself. But it just can't just be a coincidence, because he's acting exactly like Woody Allen does. If you've seen a lot of Woody Allen movies, you know how he delivers his lines, how he reasons about certain things, and his logic when it comes to you just know it's Woody Allen. And Kenneth Branagh, he acted exactly like that in this movie, and I was just, that's strange. That's a little too obvious. That doesn't fit. That's completely, I don't know why they did that. Maybe it wasn't something that they thought about. Maybe it's just me. I highly doubt that. It's really strange if it's just me who thought about that, because it was just so obvious to me. I don't know. Tell me what you think if you've seen the movie and if you remember, because I thought it was really quite strange. Well, anyway, just everything that happened in the movie, every storyline, everything, every conflict between whatever, it was just completely uninteresting to me. I did not care for it. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but this has to be my least favorite Woody Allen so far. I've never seen a movie by Woody Allen that I've disliked before. A lot, I mean, some of them have been average, I mean, mediocre even, but this one I really don't like. I don't know. It's not one of those movies which a lot of people do dislike, so I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway, then we have a TV series, season 1 of Bored to Death, with Jason Schwartzman, Zed Galifianakis, and Ted Danson. Great cast. The comedic chemistry between these three actors is terrific, especially, well, Ted Danson and Zed Galifianakis, they don't really interact a whole lot. It's kind of like Jason Schwartzman is here, and Galifianakis is his friend, Ted Danson is his boss, kind of slash friend. And there's no really connection between the two of them, not really. I mean, they do get together a bit later on in the show, and then they become more of a threesome, if you will, and I hope that continues in season 2, because I do look forward to checking out season 2. I'm hoping to get that later this year, actually. Yeah, this only has 8 episodes, all of which are funny. I wasn't a big fan of the last one. I didn't see a whole lot of point in to that episode. kind of would have liked them to just sort of keep going with another case instead, because the show is about Jason Schwartzman. He's a writer. He has written one novel which is not very successful. He keeps mentioning that on Amazon it's rated very low. It's kind of like a crime mystery novel, and in the beginning of the show his girlfriend leaves him, and after that he starts to read his own novel. And for some reason he gets inspiration to go on Craigslist and put an ad there hiring himself out or whatever, offering his services as a private detective, an unlicensed private detective. And so he gets these cases which he has to solve. Although, I mean, they're not complicated, they're not very over the top, which I really like. Because one case is like the son to this one mother, the mother hires Jason Schwartzman. His skateboard has been stolen by some other thug, some other juvenile semi-delinquent, I guess. That episode is about him getting the skateboard. But then there are also these things on the side, like Ted Danson is his boss. Really a fun character. He's this sort of bored, restless, well, it's called Bored to Death. And that also refers to not only Jason's character, I feel, but also Ted's character and Zach's a little bit too. But definitely with Ted Danson's character, because he's this old boss who's definitely successful, but he doesn't have a lot of friends or connections, perhaps. He relies on Jason Schwartzman to kind of do fun things. He's just up for anything, I want to do that, I want to do that too. And he's just this fun old guy who's bored, or kind of old, bored and restless, and quirky, and just a lot of fun. I couldn't explain that better, but anyway. And the chemistry between them is really cute as well, I want to say. I never used the word cute, but for some reason I feel that that's appropriate here. Then, I don't even know if I need to talk about this because nobody cares, but it's My Life in Ruins. It's an okay romantic comedy. The whole thing takes place on this tourist, well, it's in Greece, and the main character here, she's a tourist, a tour guide for tourists. So the whole movie is on a tour guide bus or whatever, takes place over a few days, and there's more to it, but whatever. It's an okay movie. I watched it late at night when I had nothing to do, or when I should have been asleep, I guess. But it was okay. I definitely did not dislike it. It's definitely a lot of fun. It does have Richard Dreyfuss in there, and a couple actors who you might recognize. Then we have a great movie. I bought this last summer, and I actually started to watch this a few months ago at least, but I turned it off because I didn't feel like watching it then. I just didn't feel like I was able to concentrate. But I revisited it now, or I watched it now, and it is Diabolique. This is by, well, I could try to pronounce it, but I'm just going to do this instead. You can read the director's name on top there. He also made The Wages of Fear, which I also bought at the same store last summer in Stockholm, but that doesn't matter. This was a great crime, kind of mystery movie. I did like it for sure. I don't have much to say about it personally, but it was. I'm sweating a little bit too because it's very warm in here. But this was great. I highly recommend this. Then we have two titles left. First is ER Season 5. I seem to have one season of this series every time I do an update now. But this show is great, and I don't have anything to add when it comes to this season. But it's another good ER season, and I'm currently watching season 6, and I'm sure I'll be done by the time I make the next update. And finally we have Imaginations Through the Looking Glass by Blind Guardian. This is a music DVD. Has one performance at the Blind Guardian festival that they made. I don't think that's what the festival was called. I don't know what it was called, but they arranged a festival. This German power metal band, and which was over 2 days, and they played both days. And we have one of the shows on this DVD, and also on a second bonus disc. On the bonus disc, you have some special features. mainly one featurette, which is kind of like a documentary. It takes a look at the festival, the building of the festival, of the stage, how the band is involved in this process, and then when the fans arrive, when some of the fans, they won this meet and greet or whatever it's called with the band, and they're walking around talking, doing stuff, activities, and just footage from the camping area, footage from, it's just this very good featurette about the this little festival, this little place in Coburg, Germany, which I think if you like the band and if you like seeing those behind the scenes things, you're definitely gonna want to check out that. There are some other special features too, but mainly that's what it is. Mainly that's the special features that there is on the second disc. There is also an interview, for example, with the band and something else, but not too much else than that. But I really enjoyed that. I got a really great view of the, or a really great idea or whatever of how the festival was, and just a feeling of this little, kind of cozy little festival, if you will. It felt cozy when I watched the featurette, at least. It might not have been in real life, but yeah, I liked that a lot. So again, if you like the band, I recommend picking up the DVD. So yeah, now I'm gonna go back into my room and sit in front of the fan, basically. So that's it for this what I've watched video. I hope you enjoyed it, and do have a few videos coming up, so I won't be long. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.